Hey, what's up? Sorry it took a while to get this, but it just came out here and I'm going to review it for you now. And as of course, Aladdin. Oh wait, not this version. The live action one that just came out. And honestly, when I saw this was coming out, I had the same sort of reaction I had with the Predator. I was like, the reboot wheel. Aladdin! Aladdin! Crap. But yeah, and I only watched one preview trailer for this, and all I heard was people saying that they thought it was going to suck. But does it? That's what I'm here to tell you. So, I'm going to tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and I'm not going to tell you about any sort of future, because I don't think there is one with this movie. But, first of all, what I liked. A lot of people were waiting for Will Smith to suck in this movie, and he's actually good. He doesn't have Robin Williams' energy, but who does? And he doesn't try to imitate Robin Williams' energy, which I think what Hank Azaria did in the Aladdin sequel, Return of Jafar, in the TV show. You can tell he's doing like a Robin Williams impersonation, but Will Smith does make the genie his own, which at the most of the time it's good, and I like what he does to the character, and I'll get into some of the stuff later on. But also, I liked Aladdin and Jasmine. They were really good. I thought I liked their back and forth. I liked the chemistry between the two of them, and I liked the way they looked. Aladdin at times definitely had this kind of almost like a Middle Eastern con man kind of a vibe to him, where he could really be like, oh, I'm charming and sweet, and I want to charm the coins out of your pocket. But he do see that he, just like in the anime one, you see that he's kind. He doesn't do things just to be an a-hole, be evil. And I liked it, and I like the look. The look of Agrabah and the characters really does look Middle Eastern, and it has a nice design to it. And when you see Agrabah, it really does feel like a lived-in city, and it that's pretty cool. And also, I like Aladdin, the way he was portrayed in this movie. The actor, I don't know his name. Sorry, I don't know it, but he does a good job with it. I like the fact that you see him kind of go through the same sort of stuff that happened in the anime one, but a little more human-esque. And I liked it. I liked Aladdin a lot. Jasmine is cool in this movie. She I think is better in this one in some respects than in the animated one. But in some aspects, it's a give and take. But I did like her, and I also like what they did with the story, keeping it familiar, but they added just a little bit to it, made it good. But I'll get to that later. As well as, I like the fact that Iago in this one is not voiced by Gilbert Gottfried. He really is just like a parrot, and it doesn't seem like Iago's trying to steal the scene. Same with Abu, which Disney has had a bad habit at times of having a minor character take too much of the focus in the movie, and it starts to get annoying. Baby Groot, anyone? But overall, I like the story. The Sultan, I think, in this one is better. He's a lot more like a dad and a overprotective father figure to Jasmine, and I like the way he was portrayed. And the ending, which I won't get into, I liked how that was done. Whereas in the anime one, it just was a real kind of a jovial thing. Whereas in this one, it's a little more subdued, but it's also felt at times a little more heartfelt. And so, I like that. I thought it was really good. Now, for the negatives. First of all, I gotta get this out of the way, because if I didn't, I would get called out on it, and it's true. There's a crowbar in this movie. Not Aladdin and Jasmine. Thankfully, thank God. Or maybe if it was in Arabic, thank Allah. But, Allah, God. Allah in Arabic means God, so don't get on me on that. But yeah, there's a crowbar in this movie that's not Aladdin and Jasmine. But when you see it, You'll know what I'm talking about. It was like, really? Did you have to do that? And it felt like, okay, they showed it, they foreshadowed it, but foreshadowing doesn't make it good. Doesn't make it, you've built it up. You just foreshadow is going to happen, and then bam, you crowbarred it in. Also, there are a couple of times that the jokes in the movie go a little too far. There's one joke in particular that has to do with a condiment that people put on bread. And you know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. It goes a little too far for me. I was like, okay, it's enough, man. You cut it, stop. But yeah, there's a couple of lines in this movie were a little too much. The jokes at times didn't really land. Also, there's a song in this movie. The first time they do it, I thought was pretty good, but the second time they did it, it kind of broke the flow of the scene. I thought it just felt like a song just to have the song in it, and I don't know why they had that song there. Especially, like I said, it breaks the momentum of the scene. I think if you had cut it and go right into what this character does afterwards, I think it would have made more sense. It would have made it more powerful. And I thought that would have been a better way to do it. Also, Jafar in this movie, I don't know. Jafar was not really the strong suit in the animated one. And this one's kind of the same thing. They do give him a little more of a backstory to it, which I appreciated. But I don't know. I thought Jafar was, again, kind of weak. But as you have probably noticed, I did not talk about the music in this movie. Now, that's what I wanted to talk about as a general, not just good and bad, because it's a mix. My favorite Aladdin song and my favorite Disney song, Friend Like Me. Like I said, Will Smith does not do an impersonation of Robin Williams, but when he tries to do this song, he needed more energy. It had to be big and bombastic, and it just wasn't. Especially when you compare it to the anime one. Also, that was just so great. It's a great song, and both of them are good. But the one in this version, it didn't have that pizzazz that the original had, and that's unfortunate. Especially since Will Smith is the better singer, but he doesn't have Robin Williams' energy. Next, the song that I sing a lot at karaoke, that any of my friends would probably tell you, I probably sang it virtually every time. Prince Ali. Prince Ali, how does this one compare? Now, the one at the end of the credits I don't like because it does, I think that's also Friend Like Me, but I forget the moment. But I didn't like that song because DJ Khaled does what I don't like that DJs do sometimes when they're producing it or when they're part of the song, where they go basically, "Hey, look at me, I'm in this song. Yo, it's me. It's a pay attention to me." It's like, no, don't do that. I hate when people do that. I hate when DJs do that. DJ Khaled did that. DJ Clue, I don't know if he still does it. He did back in the day when he was doing more of these things. I hated that because it breaks the flow of the song, I think. And it seems so desperate, like, please look at me. But the one in the movie, Prince Ali, that's a good one. That was a really good rendition because Will Smith plays to his strength, his hip-hop background, and he plays it up more like a hype man, where he's building up Prince Ali, building up, and would even pause at certain points to really get the audience into it. And I liked it. The way that Will Smith does that, he plays to his strengths, and it's done very well. And in that scene, I liked where Aladdin, this one, he's not confident in that scene. Whereas in the original, he's like, "Yeah, I'm Prince Ali. I'm the man. It's like, I'm Prince." Where this one, you see, he's kind of nervous, smiling, and then it takes him a little bit of time to get into the role of Prince Ali, because that's what he's doing. He's playing a role. He's not Prince Ali. He's Aladdin. And I like that. This one's really good, and also the first song, Arabian Nights, I think is done better in this one than in the original. The way they use the song to introduce Agrabah and also the Cave of Wonders, is so well done that I went on Disney's Vivo YouTube channel and I just listened to the song a couple times. It's good. It's a good one. And yeah, overall music, it's solid except for the last song, but that's when the credits start. There is something that happens before the credits that I really enjoy. It's cool, and the music again is well done. And one more positive, it does seem very Arabic in some of the scenes where they're in a scene that doesn't happen in the animated movie. This movie is 2 hours long, where the original... Hold on, let me see here. How long is this, the original one? 91 minutes. So you have an extra half hour or so to add stuff to it. And some of the stuff they added I thought was pretty good. Especially this scene in the middle where they actually kind of build Aladdin trying to be Prince Ali. And I like that stuff. So overall, final judgment on this is a good one. I liked it. I enjoyed it, especially it was a nice palate cleanser after how bad Godzilla King of the Monsters was. But would I recommend buying this on Blu-ray? If you're a big fan of the original like I am, yeah, I recommend buying it on Blu-ray or 4K when it comes out. But I can see some people like, nah, I think I'll just steal the original and not get the remake. That's fine. To each their own, but I recommend getting it on Blu-ray. It's still out in theaters. I recommend watching it. Take the kids. It's fun. And it's a good family movie. I like it. It's a movie that I think if you have kids, when it comes out on Blu-ray or 4K, you can sit them in front of the TV and you can all get some popcorn or candy. I prefer candy. And, just enjoy a nice little family movie together. That's what I think. What do you think? Have you seen Aladdin? Aladdin the remake? Which one do you prefer? The remake or the original? I could probably do a versus, but I'm probably not going to. That's not my style for the most part. But yeah, did you enjoy it? Let me know. And I have one thing I want to talk about that's outside of the movies, and then I want to get back into it and do another movie review. So until then, take care. Bye.